Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about Adam Levine and his marriage and alleged affairs. Now, typically I don't talk about these types of things. Truly, I do not think I can escape these news at this point, which has been a bane on my existence because if you read the DMs he allegedly sent to various women, you would probably want to hide for the rest of your life because it is deeply, deeply embarrassing to read. Now, let me preface this with whatever you do in the bedroom with a consenting party is truly whatever. Do you, that's fine. I think everyone probably at some point has sent things that they would probably cringe reading about. I know I have, so that's that on that. That being said, I do think that the point here, aside from cheating and being unfaithful, which is something I have very strong feelings about, but we can get into that later, is the fact that I think Adam Levine poses as, or his general persona is like this quote-unquote chill, cool guy who, I mean, clearly thinks highly of himself. I've always had that vibe ever since middle school, but I could be wrong about that. That's just an impression. Regardless, the contrast between him having this vibe of I'm cooler and better than everyone else, and then the way he sends his intimate messages is, I mean, funny and also painful. If you don't know, basically what's been happening is that Adam Levine has been outed by multiple women on social media, namely Instagram, for being flirtatious. Now, depending on your definition of cheating, I think it's cheating, but he was cheating even if it wasn't like a physical type of cheating. At least via text, he was being inappropriate considering he's married. Now, one thing I want to make clear is I don't think any of us know what the arrangements are within his marriage because we're not there. That being said, I think it's been made relatively clear that it wasn't an open marriage or anything like that because Adam Levine did post on his story basically saying that he'd been inappropriate and flirtatious with people, and I don't really think he'd be putting that on his story if it was something that was mutually agreed upon in his relationship. Just take that into account and decide for yourself what you think on that end. This TikTok was posted and it went viral pretty quickly.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off because I've retaken this like 10 times now. Essentially, I was having an affair with a man who's married to a Victoria's Secret model. At the time, you know, I was young, I was naive, and I mean, quite frankly, I feel exploited. I wasn't in the scene like I am now, so I was definitely very easily manipulated. Maroon 5 is practically elevator music at this point, so I'm sure you know who Adam Levine is. But Adam and I were seeing each other for about a year. After I stopped talking to him over, you know, a period of months, this is how he came back into my life. He said, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. You okay with that? Dead serious. I was like, I'm in hell. Like, I have to be in hell at this point. I mean, my morals were unknowingly compromised. I was completely manipulated. I wanted to handle this privately. I never wanted to come forward because obviously I know the implications that come with doing what I do, making money the way I do, and being an Instagram model. So being tied to a story like this, it's like, I know the stereotypes. I had sent some screenshots recklessly to a few friends I thought I trusted, and one of them had attempted to sell to a tabloid. So here I am.
Sumner basically talked about her interactions with Adam Levine, and they were very troubling to me on multiple levels. From cringe, sure, into just, I don't even know what to do with this information type level. We see a little bit of the DMs, which is really the crux of all of this, because they are truly the most interesting yet embarrassing part of this for me. And reading them out loud is going to be an experience. Amidst telling the story of how her and Adam Levine were communicating, Sumner shows these DMs. It is truly unreal how fucking hot you are. Like, it blows my mind. I mean, I think the same. Seeing you in person, I was like, I'm fucked. You are 50 times hotter in person, and so am I. Ha 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 ha, I guess. I don't know. Just that little bit was enough for me for the rest of my lifetime. And then she shows a screenshot where Adam Levine says, okay, serious question. I'm having another baby, and if it's a boy, I really want to name it Sumner. You okay with that? Dead serious. At this point, I just don't even know because, like I said, cheating is egregious. I find it unforgivable. I'd say I'm very cutthroat and black and white about cheating. I do think there is an extra level of fuckery here because on top of cheating, to ask someone allegedly to name your child that your wife is pregnant with right now after you when you're cheating on said wife, I just don't even know what to say about that. It is truly so mind-numbingly stupid, for one, obviously, but also I think there's some kind of emotional disconnect there because I don't even know how someone could write something out like this and think that it's okay. There are other people who came forward. So there's a comedian named Marika, I think, if I'm not butchering that too. And there's another alleged conversation where we see Adam Levine again with his great flirting techniques. Distract yourself by fucking with me. Ha ha ha.
All right, you guys want the tea? I'll give you the tea. I just want to say disclaimer, I'm not choosing Adam's side and I'm not choosing her side. If anything, it's more of her fault because she knew going into it that this man had a wife and she continued this for a year. If she was a good person, she would have said no because, like, it's morally right to do so. But anyway, yeah, I dated her brother in 2018. We started dating in December and we ended things in May 2019. When dating him, the whole course of the relationship, she would send text messages as well as her sister in the family group messages to the point, like, literally bashing me, to the point where her brother would come to me crying because he was so upset at the stuff they were saying about me. This man liked me so much that he wanted to, like, share me with his family, but his sisters and his mom were so mean they wouldn't allow it. And I think it's the fact that their dad used to give me money. And I used to only take the money because he wanted me to, and it was almost as a disgrace if I didn't. I didn't come from a very wealthy background, and I wasn't given a lot of stuff throughout my childhood as much as Sumner or Balin and them did. He had always told me that he wishes I was his daughter so he could tell people how proud of me I am. My housing situation at the time was not the best, so I lived in her room because she went to school in Texas. A majority of the mean texts with her started when she texted me, "Thanks for letting me know you're staying in my room." When in the first place, I never told her because her dad told me to stay in there. He's the one who pays the bills. She's never there. And he wanted to keep the drama out because that's how they are. The first time I actually met her I was making gingerbread houses with her brother, and she made her mom cry because she wanted to get her boob job before her mom got her liposuction. Her sister Balin would often come out to me when I was doing things in the yard, and Sumner would be on the phone screaming, literally saying terrible things to me to the point where I would go inside crying. The last time I actually ever had a face-to-face interaction with them, their grandpa had to apologize for me for his grandchildren's actions. It even got so bad that she was going around telling people that I had stole a Tory Burch sandal and one earring. One Tory Burch sandal and one earring. I don't know about you, but nobody's just sporting one sandal and one earring around. And I know a lot of you guys are saying I faked this, but why would I fake this? She sent this in her family's group chat and then proceeded to post it on Instagram on her story. She also posted stuff like this and says, "Snapchat, I warned you," and then would post awful stories about me on her Snapchat and then unadded me so I couldn't see it. Then all of her friends that are supporting her would dog me in the comments on her Instagram post.
There's then another woman named Allison Rosef who also posted DMs, and he said, I shouldn't be talking to you, you know that, right? Which again just emphasizes the fact that this was not something agreed upon within his relationship, within his marriage. With all the benefits of the doubt in the world, I can't really see any way in which Adam Levine here is not crossing boundaries. There was another part of the conversation which was also very uncomfortable to read. "I'm so weird too and only listen to metal, lol. Said no hot chicks ever other than you." Like I said, Levine did respond to this in an Instagram story. "I used poor judgment in speaking with anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period of my life. In certain instances, it became inappropriate. I have addressed that and taken proactive steps to remedy this with my family. My wife and my family is all I care about in this world. To be this naive and stupid enough to risk the only thing that truly matters to me was the greatest mistake I could ever make. I will never make it again. I take full responsibility. We will get through it, and we will get through it together. This is just a whole ass shit show. Frankly, I don't think anyone would have cared as much if he just owned it, which is obviously a difficult thing to do, to admit you're wrong, especially when it involves having deeply hurt someone else, especially when it involves potentially hurting your children in the future, because eventually, I'm sure at some point with how the internet works, they will see that, you know, this happened between their parents. I can see why it would be difficult to come to terms with that. That being said, I'm definitely not the one to excuse someone for cheating, so my empathy there is limited. There's a lot of discussion online about the women who partook in this flirtatious behavior with Adam Levine, and I do think that we need to talk about responsibility here, because I've seen people only blame one side, and I really just don't agree with that. Obviously, there are a number of circumstances that we need to take into account. Like, there are some times when a man or a woman starts seeing someone, said someone doesn't know that they're married. So that's a different story. Seeing that he's verified and has a significant following, I think most people who didn't know who he was would be like, let me just Google this person. And then boom, you already know. As much as I blame Adam Levine, obviously, I think that's a no-brainer. I also do think that there is a level of responsibility with a party who decides to engage in that behavior, knowing full well, because both parties are aware that there has been an agreement of a marriage, a closed marriage, from what we can understand as outsiders. I don't know how you can say that anyone engaging in that is blameless automatically. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. I frankly just never want to see any of these DMs again. Once I'm done editing it, I'm going to wipe all of this from my brain and hope to never come across any of it ever again. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.